When you're the most happening person at the party, it's time to leave. Create your own miracles. Do what you think you cannot do. In the end, you have to choose whether or not to trust someone. It isn't where you came from. It's where you're going that counts. Misconceptions play a prominent role in my view of the world. A paranoid is someone who knows a little of what's going on. They can't tell so much about you if you got your eyes closed. No one else has ever opened doors for me. I opened them myself. When inequality takes root, a garden of problems flourishes. Tongues in trees, books in running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. One must wait until the evening to see how splendid the day has been. All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. Gratitude is best refined through the fires of adversity. Agitate him and ascertain the pattern of his movement. Kendati batasantara kebebasan, dan ketidak pedulian terkadang saru. Time is heavy sometimes. Imagine how heavy eternity must be. Sometimes things become possible if we want them bad enough. Winning isn't enough. The acme of all skill is to defeat your enemy before taking the field. I encounter one example after another of how relative truth is. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Just because it's fiction doesn't mean it's any less true. Oh, darling, don't be bitter. It's the first instinct of the weak. Once you stop learning, you start dying. Consideration for others is the basis of a good life, a good society. You are not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you. In warfare, there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent will succeed and win. The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives. Maneuvering with an army is advantageous. With an undisciplined multitude, most dangerous. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. It is not worth the while to let our imperfections disturb us always. The nourishment of body is food, while the nourishment of the soul is feeding others. Success is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden. Success involves going to where others believe is too far. Your highest thoughts sometimes arise in your lowest moments. Don't stop when you are tired. Stop when you are done. Great knowledge sees all in one. Small knowledge breaks down into the many. A thing is not necessarily true because a man dies for it. We cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart. You can jail a revolutionary, but you can't jail the revolution. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Grace isn't a little prayer you chant before receiving a meal. It's a way to live. Because you can only die once, but you can suffer forever. Over time, hidden truths morph in the dark soil of deceit into something much worse. Everything changes in my life, and the world stays the same. Staying in the past won't help you move on to your future. Conformity to the present is invisibility to the future. One may know how to conquer without being able to do it. Many things are not as they seem. The worst things in life never are. Only knowledge can turn life's unbearableness into a weapon. If you wish to be out front, then act as if you are behind. Convictions are more dangerous foes of truth than lies. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Perfect happiness is the absence of striving for happiness. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious. If you dare nothing, then when the day is over, nothing is all you will have gained. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. There's no such thing in anyone's life as an unimportant day. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist. In my deepest wound, I saw your glory, and it dazzled me. I'm not pretty. I'm not beautiful. I'm as radiant as the sun. The more you face challenges, the less you fear them. Chaos is more freedom. In fact, total freedom, but no meaning. If I have a platform and a voice, I should use it for my people. There are people who have money and people who are rich. He who wishes to fight must first count the cost. No crime is a means to an end. No crime can be rationalized. Having the life of your dreams is simple. Make conscious choices. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. Keep going. It's not as difficult as you feel it is. Don't give up. It's exhausting, the energy it takes to unknow a truth. You're only young once, but you can be immature forever. Always know the difference between what you're getting and what you deserve. To have a human form of a joyful thing, but in the universe of possible forms, there are others just as good. We are willing to believe anything other than the truth. Hats have power. Hats can change you into someone else. Find ecstasy in life. The mere sense of living is joy enough. Home is where somebody notices when you are no longer there. Verily, knowledge is a lock, and its key is the question. I'd rather be an optimist and a fool than a pessimist and right. Do not let the roles you play in life make you forget who you are. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I am trying to awake. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life. If a general shows confidence in his men, but always insists on his orders being obeyed, the gain will be mutual. The moon and the stars shine, even when the clouds hide the sunbeams. It's not what you are in life, but what you make of it. Man is no longer an artist. He has become a work of art. To be alone is to be different. To be different is to be alone. If you want to lead them, you must place yourself behind them. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of others. If I work hard enough, there will be things I can do tomorrow that I can't do today. Beyond the fiction of reality, there is the reality of the fiction. In war, then, let your great object be victory, not lengthy campaigns. When we fail, our pride supports us, and when we succeed, it betrays us. The true vocation of man is to find his way for himself.